And we made it.
That's right.
12 days
12
of
long days.
podcast.
Day in, day out, grinding.
I know. What's up, everybody? You guys been rocking out. We really, really hope that you guys have enjoyed. If not, catch up. We do this every year. It's 12 days of podcast. I'm rocking with Awesome. Say what's up to everybody, Awesome.
Man, I'm very happy, ecstatic. It's been a long, I can't even say it long enough, year. We recapped it a lot. You guys kind of followed us through the whole process. And, I honestly, at one point, the light at the end of the tunnel seemed grim just for the world,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, December's never going to come here. All this unknown stuff with the pandemic and this and that.
Yeah.
But we are on December.
Whatever day.
About to be December 25th. Yep. And about to be New Year's. So 2021, we are here.
We made it. It's funny because somebody came in my office, it's, people bring you gifts and everything like that. And they're like, I don't know. Everybody thinks miraculously on the first day of the new year that this stuff is going to go away.
Everything will be back to this normal.
And I'm like, well, don't think like that. Mm-hmm. They're like, no, we're still in the pandemic. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, it's, it is what it is. That's all we can do. You just protect yourself, protect your family, and be smart. That's really all we can do. It's not our game. We have to play by rules, but we can surely get a good spin at this.
Absolutely. I want to just start off. I'm a little disappointed we did not get our superpowers. I really thought we were gonna be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I thought something was gonna happen.
So no, that's great. So yeah, I heard about that late. So for those who don't know, apparently there was a lot of language going around about December 21st and about alignment of the galaxy and Saturn and I believe Jupiter, and then energy, basically coming to us. And I don't know how it got separated into just black people, but the word on the street was all the black people were receiving superpowers on December 21st. And so that was actually new to me. And listen, I do a lot of, I call realistic investigations, or even as far as conspiracy applications.
Conspiracy theorist.
Well, I listen to a lot of people who like to expand their mind. And so even in this sense, superpowers, is it a literal or a physical sense? Is it a mental or physical capacity?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure everything is in a mental capacity. And if it's a superpower of the mind, I think we've already achieved that.
Yeah. Oh, that's deep.
I kind of feel like it was more of a, what do you call it, affirmation.
Yes.
To make, you guys, you women been calling yourselves Black Girl Magic for years.
You already have everything inside of you that you need to be great. You just have to tap into it. That's it.
You have to find what you're good at. And then you have to find what you like to do.
Black Girl Magic's a little different though. The Black Girl Magic is
Is it? All this stuff, nobody knows.
The essence. That's me sprinkling the essence on life. That's what Black Girl Magic is. It's just being able to just conquer things so effortlessly and being fly while doing them. And being right.
That's a superpower on its own.
It is a superpower. So yeah, Black women have Black Girl Magic. But y'all got Black Boy Joy.
No, we don't.
Yes, y'all do.
No, we don't.
I love to see it
would be great if we actually did, but we don't.
No, y'all do.
Well, when I say we don't, when I keep saying that, but y'all have a hashtag, y'all have shirts,
y'all have Black Boy
y'all
Joy.
Have a weekend, y'all have conventions, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have Essence Fest, you know what I'm saying? That is Black Girl Magic Weekend. I see it, the hashtag all the time. But so ours is not as commercialized as y'all. We try to, as soon as black men try to get a movement, as soon as black men try to get a movement, what happens?
Y'all have the Million Man March, though.
But it was not just about men, though. It was not. It was about leadership, and it was about black males, and that was that was pretty much the last wide scale social. I want to say gender accepted, meaning females and males respected that. Now, when guys be like, "Yo, we doing a guy rally," y'all be waving y'all flags down with the PPs.
No, well, that's because
y'all do that all day.
So a good majority of the PPs were not doing right by women. And so then it's like the one bad apple spoils the bunch.
It
That's
is.
what
But we gotta
that
stop being
syndrome
like that,
is.
though. You're right. It is. It is a bad syndrome. But we all on both sides, guys and girls, gotta stop being like that, because there's good females out there and there's good males out there. Don't judge everybody based on your poor decisions.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
do
saying?
feel like black
Because you
men
chose a bad guy.
in the positive image and light is coming back in style. Like there is a lot of imagery of black men doing amazing things, and I think that's what we need to start inundating ourselves with, that imagery versus, low lives.
Yeah. I think it's getting there because I think that what we've witnessed is a uber celebrity status or ultra celebrity status, right? So that made a further gap from regular celebrities. And so what I'm saying is that those people who once were celebrities are now almost regular people. And so what I'm saying is before that there was so many celebrities out there, right? And they were all at this high status. But now there's like a shift. There's like super celebrities, right? So now all those other people who were celebrities are just normal people now.
Okay.
And so the reason why I'm saying that is because
the balance of power is happening.
Yeah.
Right?
So now people realize, like, yo, I thought I was somebody. I'm just a normal dude. Only put out one platinum Grammy hit. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? We talked about something at dinner that really struck a chord with me. That, what did you say? Some people's egos are bigger than.
Yeah.
I forget how you put it, but you put it really well.
We were just saying that the people's egos are a bit too big for these small jobs.
Yes, so in essence, what you're basically saying, it's not all or nothing. But we were kind of talking about is like the black man humbling himself, even if he's at a stature. Now, going back to what you were saying, I was just using that quote because it was a good quote. But going back to saying that, yes, somebody might have one hit, or somebody might have had a year in the league and hurt themselves. That black man is great, but he's not Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So then it comes to a realization that a black man that works as an engineer or a scientist that's making the same six figures as the guy that was in the league for 1 year, the playing field is even.
The playing field has gotten a lot more even.
A lot more even. And I do see a lot of that.
Yeah.
If y'all are on Clubhouse, you see a hell of a lot of that. And I've been saying this for years because Awesome knows my whole career is in entertainment. So I've spent time with a lot of celebrities. And the one thing that I always say, people that are celebrities, people that are famous aren't always wealthy, and every celebrity is a human, right? So it doesn't matter. Like, you pee the same, you eat the same. When you think of the essence of, you have a bad day or you're having a good day, we are all humans. Some people just do it in front of a camera are well known by millions, and some people are known by a couple hundred people. But at the end of the day, we are all still humans, and I think that we don't detach from that. But where it comes,
they detach from that.
But where it comes blatantly obvious that we are all humans is when you start to hear how much of an idiot or how stupid somebody you idolize can sound. Because they don't.
Once you take the filters off, once you take the funnel off,
absolutely. Some
people,
know what I'm saying? If you put me
actors,
on, they're not public speakers,
if you
right?
You give them something to say, and you put them on the right news outlet. Everybody believes in their expertise,
and then every time,
but it's not really.
I want to say every time. A good majority of the time, we are fed something, right? It's produced and packaged, just like this podcast. We sit down, we say, this is what we're going to talk about. These are the clips that we're going to source to you here on the internet, right? But when you start to be able to almost pick the phone up and talk to a celebrity like they're your friend, you ever hear one of your friends say something and you be like, what are you talking about, right? That starts to dull the luster of being
the accessibility to the inside rooms of the celebrities definitely took some of the limelight away from their status.
I think that now, having been on Clubhouse, it's probably a little over a month and a half. That is going to be the downfall of a lot of celebrities. It is. It's been lifting up. Shout out to 21 Savage. But that's how it should be, though. Honestly, he's been doing a great. They said he's the moderator of the year.
Yeah. He definitely has some good.
He's been doing his thing.
Discussion skills and diffusion situations on there. But they respect him. They listen to him. It takes one of your own. I can't come in there and tell Meek Mill and academics to chill. You need somebody
sure.
in the
culture that
they
align
respect.
yourself with.
Yeah. You can't just pull up like yo, y'all bugging. So that's why that was successful, and he was just there to catch it. Which is great. Everybody needs to talk more, but listen more. That's the main part. How people talk to respond, and then people need to listen to not respond.
To obtain the knowledge. You have to listen to obtain knowledge. You can't listen to rebuke. Right. That you're not obtaining.
Just listening to respond, not listening to understand. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So this was we're just doing a recap, right? That was kind of just some of the things and thoughts that we have been talking about on 12 Days of Podcast, but we wanted to talk about our own personal growth. So before we jump into the clips, Darn, what do you think you've grown or seen the most growth in this year in yourself?
Well, we were just putting it in aspect of the podcast. This game changes very quickly. And I literally, like, you go on the internet one day and then like there's a new app out, or there's like a new way to align your clips or a new way to repost. And it's a huge learning curve a lot of times. And I just think that some of the new technologies I got with, as far as using and understanding, I mean, we're using tech now. You guys can not only listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, but you can watch us on YouTube. We did a
Facebook.
We did an E40 verse Too Short Facebook Live, and and we had graphics and displays, and you could read comments. It really came a long way. So I mean, just from starting from the not even having a light, now ring lights are $10, from Amazon. And so, really stepped it up to having equipment, tech, and really being able to get it to people consistently. And let people see what's going on. So, we're just rolling along. But I think honestly, this has been more of a holding pattern for us. We've had the show for a while now. And so we're just maintaining. But I think next year, and I'm not saying January, but when we start the season back up, we'll make an even bigger jump.
Yeah, for sure. I think being laid off and being able to really focus on this craft, for anybody that's an OG listener knows, but anybody that's new, we both work 9 to 5s with doing this podcast. And the one thing that I wanted to say is that there was a lot of people that was coming for our necks early on when we were talking about podcasting. I have a background in radio. The reason that I started this discussion, not only Austin was listening to Combat Jack, but I was telling him that I was trying to get on the local access radio station in my hometown, and he was like, "That's so like that's like not the wave."
Well, right? I say radio's dead. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, like he was like, you can start your own podcast in your living room, and he bought the equipment, and history.
We literally started. It was $89 for the first single channel. I think it was like a 4-channel mixer.
I still have it. I won't ever get rid of it because I wholeheartedly know in my heart, I've always known in my heart that I am going to be famous and that I'm going to be some type of multimedia mogul. So I keep that stuff, and I love to document all of this because when they do our documentary, I want us to be able to tell our story and have the artifacts and all that. Any of the great legends, you notice, once they start to see the shift, they start to document. And that's what we did.
One thing, you're right. I mean, literally with the way social media evolved, right? Going from Facebook to Twitter to Instagram to YouTube, and then just connecting the way it does. You brought up the Little Miss Entertainment hashtag, and it pretty much is a photo journey
it's a time capsule
of our whole progression.
So we were on Instagram. I don't know about Austin, but I was like, the year Instagram came out, I was on Instagram a few months after it released, just like Clubhouse. And I remember being on there, and I don't know if you get this is how many years old I am, when Fab was the hashtag king, and he literally would respond back to you in the comments. Like, the celebrities were on Instagram and you really could connect. And if you were boots on the ground, Instagram, Twitter, my handle has been at LILMISSENT, Little Miss Entertainment, since 2006. Let that sit with you. Like, that's wild, right? I had manifested, I knew that this was going to be my entity of who I was going to be, right? Like that, like we developed the podcast, and I said to Austin, I said, I would love to keep the branding, like I'll use my handle and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just been, it's nice, but I lost my train of thought. I started the Little Miss Entertainment hashtag so I could own the hashtag, because a lot of hashtags get gobbled up, right? Like if you want to be your initials, CDD or whatever, that could be a million things on. So I always fully spelled out Little Miss Entertainment, and I use it on every single hashtag. And then when people repost me or retweet me, if you just Google Little Miss Entertainment hashtag, everything we've ever done comes up.
Yeah, man, it's big.
Wild.
It's big. I always say Google us, and you'll be surprised what you find.
It's wild.
But I definitely am proud of you.
I'm proud of you too, darling.
We put our heads together and we really, really manifested this. I mean, you could have said no day one when I brought the idea to you. You could have been like, I don't think that's something I'm interested in because of the learning curve or just trying to figure it out. Because there's a little bit of figuring out you got to do.
Yeah.
But I brought the idea to you. I talked about it. I showed you, and you was with it, and we did it.
We started it. We started immediately. I bought this computer. This one that we use.
Yeah.
And it's still ticking along.
Yeah, definitely. So,
but one thing I wanted to say is that people don't realize that you have played such an instrumental part in what this is, right? Because a lot of times, even though like now you can see both of us on camera, but, and I'll be transparent, sometimes it used to be a struggle because the post-production person never gets to shine, right?
Yeah.
For the lack of better terms, Parks. They didn't put Parks on the Joe Button podcast until
he kind of just started speaking.
He just started speaking up, right?
And Joe and them was wrong so much. He had the facts.
He had the facts. Shout out to Parks. He's my favorite one on that podcast. But Awesome started speaking up, right? You were like, well, I want to be involved and I want to be, because like we in the beginning.
Well, the plan was always I was going to start a podcast by myself.
Yes.
And then I was telling you about it, I believe.
Well, you never really told me like concept. You said I
said I didn't really have a concept yet, but then I didn't really know the extent of you and your radio thing. So when I'm telling you about how I met, didn't meet. I think I did meet Combat at that time, but there's this thing called podcasting, and like you can do it on your house. You can put it out there, people listen, and I was like, I'm following these people on SoundCloud. I'm following Combat Jack on SoundCloud. I'm following Pete. Fan Bros on SoundCloud, and actually, Fan Bros show is I know now is for all nerds, but their format, I believe, was very, very instrumental in early, I call it underground podcast scene in New York. I mean, just the way they set it up with the AKAs, the topics, the segments, and just hitting that hour. I mean, they were pushing 10,000 on SoundCloud, in 5-6 years ago. But everything's a bubble. The underground podcast, went. And it still is here, but it reached a peak, and then the celebrities came in, which we always talk about.
We always do.
And the celebrity podcast really changed the game this year. I mean, look at how the heights that Joe went, right? But look at Joe's art. He started on SoundCloud. He went to the top, and then the bubble pops. It's always like that, and then now he's back on SoundCloud.
Yep.
But independent is the way to go.
Yeah.
Watching his show, he did say that he went to go talk to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z was like, keep it independent, and which is good for him because, like I said, they're playing on your stuff, but they're playing with a stacked deck. I keep saying that they're playing with all the house cards. You know what I'm saying?
I have my personal opinions about it because I think Joe's Joe, right? And he lives his life inside of Joe Button's body, but it's a golden egg, right? You got Maul, that's Rockefeller affiliated. It's
a stacked deck.
You have the cool ass white boy.
Well, he was A&R, Def Jam. He got Loose Ties to the Street. He was working with, 50 Cent, Sha Money. He was doing mad stuff. Rory, yeah.
But when you put all of that and you mix it in the consumer commercial pot, you have all entities that any advertiser or person can align themselves with it, right? They try, I don't want to say they try, because I do think it comes off authentic. Yeah. They just do them. But even so, with them just doing them, they have that little bit of like that it thing, right? That you can't, you couldn't wish it up, right?
I got you. I'm not going that far.
But what I'm saying, if you had a podcast company say, put 2 black guys and 2 white guys and try to find that, like cast that, they wouldn't be able to do it.
I got you.
That's what they would want to do. And he organically did it. Yeah.
But anyway, I think that, just the way next year you'll see more changes. You'll see new opportunities for this. It's still growing. The whole genre, the field is growing.
Yep.
There's so many DSPs, which is digital service providers, new apps, pod chasers. There's more podcast apps owned by African Americans, Black people. The one guy we met in Clubhouse,
the Cookout.
Not even the Cookout. I'm talking about Audio Stack.
Oh yeah.
There's just tons of people who really are, making things happen quietly. And that in the long run, they're gonna be ahead. So
for sure,
just get down with it. I always say there's so many stories to be told, and we need to tell it. And that's actually got that from when we was on the Clubhouse listening to the book club. And Corinne Steffens was like, yo, write it down. So many girls are going through the story like she has with the meet a celebrity, have a crazy, amazing time. And then, the drama and the trauma comes.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with normal people, which just might not be involved with a celebrity, but, it's rise, fall, trauma, the drama, and it makes a good story if you can figure out how to tell it.
For sure. And I want to just go back to when we started this podcast. Awesome was, all the post-production, and he had such great ideas, but he was infusing, because if you listen to his podcast, it's totally what he wanted to infuse. But what I was trying to create was a platform to empower women, because I was seeing so many gossipy type podcasts come out that I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to have timeless content. So when somebody starts listening to the podcast from podcast episode 1 to 300, they will be like, oh, I'm not bored with this content, right? And so we went back and forth a lot about, I do miss, Awesome used to really do a great job of editing the podcast. And
used to.
Well, we've gotten to the point where we don't have to edit that
like
much
I said,
anymore.
It was supposed to evolve. You know what I'm saying? It was supposed to evolve.
Research and put things in the actual podcast.
I would just do regular production stuff, but high level. It's called high level production.
Almost like a TV show, though.
But it would take so long.
You would.
It would take so long,
because and that would start an argument with us, because you were doing a lot of work.
It would take a lot of work if I'm editing all night and then you get up and you like, let me listen to it. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? That's the tough part. It wasn't
that I didn't like your work. It was the selection of the content that you were putting inside the podcast that was almost conflicting what we were saying on the actual show.
I mean, it's okay. It's in the past, but I beg to differ. But I think that when you listen to a majority of podcasts, right? It gives you multiple viewpoints, sometimes at the same time. And if you always just give them one direction, it's not going to come back to you. That's all I'm saying. You have to hit multiple
Audiences
targets. Yes.
Aren't just one dimensional. They're multidimensional.
You don't know what they'll like about what you say.
Yeah.
You might know what you want them to like, and they'd be like, I don't like that.
Yes, you're absolutely
and so
right.
That's what I was saying. So I get what you're saying in your context. And you're right. By all means, from how you have the show lined up. But what I was doing was adding something else for someone to get to bring in, you know what I'm saying, that might not listen, or and so it's to give it some depth.
That was why I told you, instead of doing that, because you think of that in your head, that's when it clicked. I was like, he's got to come on the mic and explain that perspective.
Yeah,
and that's when it clicked. That's when it's
transitioning into that.
Because I was like, you can't
just randomly put it in there and then randomly come out.
And then
in a post edit, though, in a post edit, because you're talking about something, you're making a reference, then that's coming in.
Exactly. And that's why I was like, you have to come and put that perspective on camera and audio, so they understand, because you are the other facet. You're the other dimension of these conversations. And then it evolved from that, because when it evolved from that, we got engaged. And a lot of the feedback, shout out to Awkward Minority, shout out to Jesus Shuttlesworth. He would always, when you start getting on the show, he'll be like, no, Candace, you're wrong. Awesome's right. And I never took that like, oh, like, why is he saying that about me? I took it as, aha, that was what it was missing. It needed your perspective on the show.
You think about it, you had a guy saying that he likes to hear a guy's perspective. I think that's how it always works.
But see, and Austin doesn't run my Little Miss Entertainment account. It was even girls that would be like, no, Awesome is right. And that's what the magic was. I was like,
well, I tell people all the time I'm not a liar.
No,
you know
you're not, but nobody's saying that. But we're talking about the progression. We're talking about the progression.
I'll be like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
No.
But it's just sometimes it's deep. You know what I'm saying? That the facts, sometimes the truth is a rabbit hole, man.
Well, this was me delivering your flowers. You were a vital part of the development and being more vocal on the podcast, instead of just putting your perspective into the production, actually stating your side of what it was.
Everything is a journey to me. So I mean, I knew that time was coming, you know, and it just had to be in the driver's seat or just be in the passenger and get there. So we're just still riding along.
Yeah. No, and I think it's developed a lot.
Yeah, you have to be open to ideas. You have to understand that you might try something a couple episodes and you might not like it, but that doesn't mean you got to do it forever. But you have to in order to keep an interest in anything, you have to continually add and subtract things. You're going to make mistakes, you're going to have setbacks, but you just keep pushing on. You know, that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
So talking about, you know, start some of our earlier days and how we started. Let's look at some of our older pictures. Look at that.
I know. So if you guys don't know, there is a episode about this picture that Awesome has up here. Our first date was at this tree in Rockefeller Center. That was our first date. You know, a lot of people hear us always talk about, I'm not going to go into depth, but that was the day we went to Mikey's Likes too.
That was pretty much we
were in the streets.
That was pretty much the beginning of the 12 Days of Podcast. Yes. We was just hanging out, flannel season. You know, what year was this? It said it on there.
I can't say.
2015.
Yep.
So this is 2015. We just out there in New York, Rockefeller Center.
Yep.
And then that was the same year we started the podcast. But we what we did was that I think I got you the mixing equipment for Christmas. I think that's what I did, right?
I think it might. No, well, we had some episodes. That was episode 8 right there.
Okay.
That was me interviewing you. That was back in the day. They didn't have video and audio.
See, look, just that fast.
Yeah.
Just that fast, the tech changed. And then they had it. So then let's see what else. And then Mikey Likes. And then we had the Christmas party.
Yep.
And then right after that was when you got the mixing equipment.
IT got full dreads. He got a shortcut right there.
Yeah, shortcut.
Look, that
I seen it. So that was the first banner. See, it was in the works.
It was.
So it was in the works. I didn't realize you had the banner up. I had just got the banner made for you. I guess that was like an early Christmas gift, and then you had the banner up, and I was like, see, like you always be talking about my rollouts. You don't talk about them, but you be like in fast rollouts. And I just be like, it's in real life, it's not a race. I roll stuff out slow. I understand but it could be a little faster.
Medium moves fast. That's why.
But it's kind of hard when you don't have to really have the resources. Like you got resources, but you only got maybe 1 or 2 attempts at any type of marketing or advertising or direction. So I'm kind of always researching, but I knew we needed promotional items. So we got a couple banners now.
Yeah. And it's crazy. That was like the second or third Christmas party that I had at that apartment. That was my 1-bedroom apartment. Y'all used to be up in there.
They're going the wrong way. Yeah.
Well, close out and then you can scroll.
Yeah. This way.
Yep. So I've always been a big advocate of. That's a good one to play. This was the first commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
How to
know
play
the
audio,
but
we was just this was in the kitchen. She had a computer. Look at the mic. We had the mic way on the side. She was talking straight to the camera. Because we didn't have a way to plug the mic into the camera at that point.
No, it was just for ambiance.
Yeah, it was just for looks, for aesthetics.
Yep.
It used to have braces.
I still had braces.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's wild. But
still look the same though.
From the first episode. Thank you, darling. I'm glad that I still look the same 5 years later. Mm-hmm. But from the first episode, when I was like, I need a closeout, I said, I love you guys for listening, because 100% you didn't have to. Mm-hmm. And I think I just counted, we're at 178 episodes later. And
look at our season 2 flyers. This was the season 2 promo.
Crazy.
just in the camera. This was still early days of Instagram. Just when it's just like
we've like come up so much since then.
Just some graphics, little Miss Entertainment season 2, huh? Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna scroll through some of our pictures. So this is Little Miss Entertainment's Instagram. Make sure you guys go follow her at LILMISSENT.
That was a great day when we went to go see Karen Civil.
It was. I'm just sticking to Christmas stuff, but yeah, you're right. We've basically, like we said, followed our hashtags. You get to see a lot of the travels.
Yeah, went to Africa podcast. If you go just scroll down a little bit, that's me podcast. I'm interviewing those two guys in South Africa. Yeah. You can see the iRig. Awesome bought the little iRig and the microphone, and I took it to Africa and I was interviewing everybody. And we just would travel around. I got nominated for the Women Doing It Big and podcasting and the community. And early on, was a good one. This was the beginning of the 12 days of podcast.
So this is what year? This is 2 years later. So this is 2017.
Yep.
And so now you see how things are changing with the graphic wise. So we got some type of slideshow with a title.
I took all those photos.
yeah, it came out good. And you did 12.
I did a makeup giveaway.
Everybody head over to Little Miss Entertainment Instagram page and enter 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. She's got some awesome. Oh, this was me.
I reposted what you posted. Oh, okay. Yeah. And so my friend Awesome took this picture. This picture is pretty infamous.
Yeah, it's pretty good. This is when we first got the camera, and we were just outside in the back woods.
That was our backyard. The woods in the backyard.
I was just messing with the settings. The sun, in the wintertime, honestly, I think that's why people do take a lot of pictures in the wintertime, because that sun and that haze, it basically makes it a ring light.
Yeah.
It makes it a ring. It basically makes it a ring light. And there we were. Look at the graphics. What were we using to do that?
I don't even know.
I'm trying to think what was the app. It was like some small app. It was the title app. It really just did.
I still have it on my.
It really just did phone. Titles over pictures though. That's it though. And we ended up buying it to be able to do the typorama. Yes. And we ended up getting to have to buy it to put the watermark in there. And that was a big deal. We was like, we got the app now. We about to blow, and it gave you like little transitions.
Yeah.
Yep. And so we just
took that
to the max.
We went to New York and we shot photos. We would go to New York every year.
We went up there because it was
Zilla's movie premiere. Yep. So when you talk about, we were moving and shaking. We were going to a movie premiere, doing a shoot for the podcast.
Yeah.
Like it was just like we every opportunity that we could have, we would take, and we would be like, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z. And at sometimes it would be stressful. We work at a ridiculous pace. Like there is no days off. We joke around. Even in the pandemic, there was no days off. Like we were rehabbing a whole new house. But I would get off of work.
Meet me over there.
I would get off of work and we would drive like an hour and a half to New York. And like stay out till like 1 o'clock in the morning. I would be back at work at 9 o'clock in the morning. It was just wild. But I had a whole vision. One thing I will say, Awesome would help me execute my visions. I said, I want to do like this coffee thing. I'm going to have my boots and the scarf, and we're going to be in the woods, and I'll overlay the fake snow. And that's what it came out. Came out just like that.
What you're seeing is the fruits of our labor.
For sure. Yep.
That's
the tree.
That came out. That's actually a good pick I took.
I have all of those pictures because they were really good pictures. We ended up getting what do we have? A Nikon? Yeah, we have a Nikon camera. And we bought some new lenses and stuff like that. Because you know which one I like too is the one that like I'm in between the lights in New York. I think it's that place was like down the street from our house. You remember we were outside, the people were looking at us like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
I've been having the fierce look away. Look at awesome. Yeah,
that came out good. That was like a selfie. I just took that as like a selfie standing in front of the tree.
I took that picture.
I thought I just went like that.
No, I took it with the camera.
Okay.
I was like sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
So the growth and the development of.
That's the one you're talking about?
No, it's another one. It's in a few of them. It's like a couple of.
Yeah.
But me and Austin used to get into disagreements. I'm like, you gotta take you've become a good photographer though. Like look at this little girl. She tried to have she tried to be in my hashtag.
Yeah, I see that. That's why I thought you knew her.
No, I don't know that little girl.
So that was what year was that? That was 2017. So we had 2015, 2017, and then let's see, let's go. It's 2018. Let's go past all the different stuff we did.
I know. The 100th episode. Wasn't that huge? Man.
Got the Miami stuff.
Who would have thought it'll be this year? Because I think I archived a couple of those, a chunk of my Instagram. I was getting shadow banned for a while, and I was like, well, let me delete some of this stuff off of here, some of the hashtags, because, Instagram has developed so much. And I didn't realize, like, if you repetitively use or abuse a hashtag that's not kind of like one adjacent to your profile.
Yeah. I mean, I just put it like this, man. When it comes, I understand using hashtags work, but it's just like, just let it be what it is. Yeah. If honestly, the way you should be doing it is using the built-in ads. I mean, that's the best way. $5-10. Yep. You know what I'm saying? That's really the best way.
And look how good this comes out, man.
This came out good.
We've upgraded. Let me upgrade you.
So then now, 2020.
Yep. I have sponsored deals now.
They got, So explain what you mean by that.
So I have, I do a branding deal with Eben, New York. And then also too, there'll be, we did a couple of things down. The photos that we took in Baltimore was like branded content from a tripod company that reached out to me. I work with Eyewear Me Pro for the UV glasses. I've done a couple of those. So just like, I'll tag it in there, and then they pay me to put the stuff up on my Instagram. It's pretty self-explanatory, but this is the first year I've gotten brand deals, and my goal for 2021 is to start making like 6 figures in brand deals, because I've put the time in, I put the work in, and we do a lot, and it's time to start getting real checks cut for all of this stuff. So and so I've just gotten what my growth is getting consistent with capturing my content, because a lot of times and Awesome's the one that pushed me to do this stuff is I would wait a lot of times, be like, hey, can you take my pictures for me? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I just kind of started figuring it out for myself to make sure that I got on schedule with consistent content. Because what I was finding is that it didn't have to be perfect.
No,
it just had to be authentic. Right. It just had to be good enough. Like, I mean, if you look at some of my numbers, look at this one that I just did last night. One of my reels is at almost, it's at 5,000 views. So just the growth unto itself, right? I've seen it probably in the last year.
We played this a lot, though.
Yeah, this is good. Awesome loves this.
It came out good,
a great production.
So now here we are. So I just want to just end with, our walk down memory lane, how we're now editing, directing, content from, on Instagram with a Reels app, where there was no Reels app when we started. There was just post a picture with maybe 5 filters. That was it. Now we got IGTV, we got Reels, we editing stuff right there. We posting, getting thousands of views. We got brand sponsorships. We traveled all over the place. We done podcasts in Africa, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, LA. It's really been a great journey. And it's a shame that out of all the things we do and the hard work we put in, a lot of people only say, well, you don't have a million streams or a million listeners, but it's still a journey. We're still doing so much in that field that you really can't even, you can't ignore that.
Exactly. Because the thing is, you don't stop working hard, because the day that you stop working hard, that's when your big break will happen.
Yeah.
And that's what I always tell Awesome. Like, it don't matter if we have 1 million streams, right? It could be tomorrow, one of our clips could go viral, and that would be it. Somebody's calling, knocking on the door, right?
To me, even with jobs and work, you go on an interview, they look at your past resume. They say this person has the potential to be great here, right? And it's like, you think like these media companies, TV companies would be like, all right, we've seen they've been super consistent and innovative on their own. Throw a little money their way, give them a budget, watch them grow, right? It's like a seed, watch it grow. But it's just so much BS with the industry stuff, as far as like, oh well, you need this and then you need that. We went to one festival or conference, and the one guy said, I've done everything they told me to do.
You love that. He said,
I
man.
do my cover art, I do my own audio mixing, I do my own mastering, I open a store, I'm doing my own festivals, I'm doing my own shows, I'm selling my own merch, I'm traveling, I'm doing all 50 states, I've been overseas, I got a million things on Spotify, I got everything they told me I need to do.
They still wouldn't.
And they still not signing me. What do I need to do, bro?
Yeah. Because you
sign yourself.
You sign yourself. There's a lot of people that you wouldn't believe. These TikTokers, they got 1 million followers, views out the yin yang, ain't making $1. Ain't making $1. And it's a shame, but you got to be independent. You have to be business savvy, which both of us are. You have to be consistent.
You be creative.
You have to be creative.
Yeah, you got to be somewhat tech savvy, and then also too, when you stay down till you come up.
That's right.
Everybody has a time, right?
Stay down till you come up.
Stay down till you come up, and I know that's like crazy, but you're supposed to love this. It's supposed to be passion. You're supposed to doing this every day is not supposed to be work.
Yes.
So have some fun.
This is our fun time, even though we put a lot of work into it. Sometimes that we've had raw discussions. I'm like, I feel like you're not happy doing this anymore. We'll stop this right now, because this was supposed to be what made us happy. It'd be frustration as you move on. But at the end of the day,
I think anybody would say working with your wife is tough.
We need to actually do a podcast about that.
Working with your wife is tough.
It is tough.
Man.
It's tough working with your significant other, but I'm so glad we always move past that, because every time we get past that hump, we create something that is like monumentally great.
You know what? Maybe we'll do more vlogs. We'll do like 24 hours with each of us.
Oh, that would be good. I think they would like that content.
Yeah,
that would be good.
To see what we do all day. It'd be like, what? It'd be minds blown. Yeah. Like, whoa.
So listen. Would you be up to doing another 12 days, but the 12 days before the wedding? We'd have to do it like
honestly,
like 13 days.
Honestly, I know I can do that. You can't do that.
I think we can do it.
You can't do that.
I think we can.
You be getting so many phone calls and you be so stressed. You wouldn't.
Well, maybe not 12 days, but let's do something like that and document.
You know what we can do
days before the wedding,
because we have this tech, and you can be on your phone.
Yeah.
So maybe we just do a split screen thing on our phones wherever we're at. Because I know you're going to be running around. I know you're going to be busy. And I know we're not going to necessarily have time to sit down like this.
Yeah. I mean, we could probably do a couple.
Yeah. Like
we should document it, though.
Yeah, we should document it. So,
yeah.
Well, we are documenting it.
Yeah.
We are now in the planning for next season.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And so we got tons of ideas, and we're just trying to keep things going forward and take it to the next level. So, thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
Over and over and over again. Thank you for liking our posts.
Yes.
Over and over and over again. Thank you for, just all the everything that you guys done for us, because you guys truly make it awesome. And we do this for you guys.
And you guys make it possible. Make sure that you guys follow us. We're on YouTube. It's Little Miss ENT Show. We're on Facebook. Click that thumbs up button, and that's Little Miss ENT Show. And then follow me on all my social media. It's at Little Miss ENT, LILMISSENT. And you can find Awesome at awesome_nobody. And then Awesome NOBDY on Twitter.
You got it.
Look, I got it. It took me 6 years, but I got it.
She got it.
You guys have a happy holiday. Merry
Safe
Christmas.
happy
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy
Call
Hanukkah.
your grandmother.
Call grandma.
Call your mom.
Shout
call your
her
dad.
out. Yeah.
You know, just touch out. You know, the world is in a crazy place. Even if things aren't good between you and whoever, you know what I'm saying? Shoot them a text. Send them a call.
Yep.
You know, be the change that you need.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, darling, you are the best gift that I get every year. Merry Christmas.
But I'm trying to think of the song. What is it? What was it? All I want for Christmas is you.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
As always, guys, I love you guys for listening, because 100% you didn't have to. Have a great day, guys. Peace.
Awesome.